Today, I'm starting a pay-per-lead agency completely from scratch, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'd go about getting my first few clients. You'll see the full process step by step, from picking a niche, to creating an irresistible offer, to building a simple brand, all the way through to running ads, building landing pages, and generating qualified SMS and verified leads. I'm doing this all on my own, no outside help, so you'll get a real unfiltered look at what it looks like to build this business from the trenches. And to make things even easier for you, I'm giving away templates, resources, and sales scripts inside my free school community. You can grab access with the link below. Here's how this roadmap is going to work. Phase 1, Foundations. We'll start with the basics. Picking your niche, creating your offer, building a simple brand, setting up your domains and inboxes, and getting meta ads ready to go. By the end of this stage, you'll look professional and your systems will be already warming up in the background. Phase 2, Client Acquisition. Then we'll move on to outreach and sales. I'll show you how to use tools like Instantly for email campaigns, how to book calls, and how to handle the 3 big objections: fear, money, logistics. By the end of this phase, you'll be running cold emails, booking calls, and closing your first paying clients. Phase 3, Fulfillment and Scaling. Finally, we'll cover delivery. You'll learn how to build high converting funnels and unbounce, use lead hook quizzes with SMS verification to filter leads, and launch your first meta campaigns. Then I'll walk you through how to scale those campaigns so you can deliver consistent results and grow your agency. Now this video is going to focus entirely on phase 1, Foundations. We'll cover everything you need to know to set yourself up the right way. I put a lot of time into planning this out. My goal is simple. By the end of this series, you'll have a clear roadmap you can follow to launch and grow your pay-per-lead agency. So, with that being said, let's jump straight into it. Hey guys, before we begin, I just want to go through the whole game plan in its entirety, okay? So there's 3 phases when starting your lead generation business. I'm going to go through all of them in order, and once I've done that, we can start with phase 1, okay? So let's begin. Phase 1, Foundations. Pick a niche. Choose service-based high-ticket industries. Focus on niches where clients can afford $50 to $100 per lead. Now, don't overthink this. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis, okay? Pick one and stick with it for 6 to 12 months. The end goal here is to have one niche locked in and be committed to stick with it for 6 to 12 months. After that, once you get to understand the industry, the cost per lead, the objections that clients have, then you can move on to other industries. Next, we're going to create an offer. This is where we're going to understand the pay-per-lead model in more detail. We're going to go through how to structure a risk reversal guarantee. We're going to learn how to make your offer stand out from the other agencies out there. We're going to define your ICP, which stands for your ideal customer profile. And the end goal here is to have your ICP clearly defined and your offer outlined, okay? Next, we're going to build a brand. We're going to learn why keeping your brand simple works best. Just a name, logo, professional email, and a one-page site, okay? So we don't have to have a blog page or a massive about page. A one-page site is all we need. We're going to next go through why a simple brand is best. For example, Roofing Robert, Solar Simon, and so on. We're going to set up your email domains and inboxes and begin the 2 to 3 week warm-up process so you'll be ready for cold outreach, which begins in phase 2. And the end goal here is to build a simple website and start warming up your emails. Now the last step is setting up your meta ads. We're going to create a fresh Facebook page for running ads, not a personal page. We're going to run a likes and traffic campaign for initial credibility. So when someone lands on your page, it doesn't look brand new. It already has likes, it already has some engagements. And lastly, and ideally, if you have the budget, we're going to test some creatives, okay, with a $5 to $10 a day ad campaign. This is so we can find some winning creatives, and so when we do get your first clients, we can be off to a great start. The end goal here is to set up a fresh Facebook page and launch a likes campaign. And the end deliverable in phase 1 is by the end of this stage, you'll look professional, have a niche and offer, and your email domains will be warming up in the background. Once we do that, we can move on to phase 2. Phase 2 is client acquisition. We're going to use Instantly.ai to set up multiple domains and inboxes. We're going to have around 3 to 5 emails per domain, and Instantly is a software which helps us schedule campaigns, and this is how we're going to get our initial clients. We're going to build an email list to start outreach so we can actually acquire our first few clients, and we're going to clean those leads with tools like Million Verifier or Zero Bounce, which essentially just means that we're going to make sure all our emails are real and our emails don't go into spam, okay? The end goal here is to build your email list and start running email campaigns. Next, sales. Start taking sales calls. Once we send out email campaigns, we'll get some positive responses. We will book those onto sales calls and start taking sales calls. I'll teach you how to reduce no-shows and improve sharp rates, and we're going to learn how to handle objections. The main three being fear, money, logistics. The end goal here is to confidently run sales calls, overcome objections, and close your first paying client. Now, the end deliverable in phase 2 is by the end of this stage, you'll be sending out cold email campaigns, booking calls, and closing your first paying client. Phase 3, fulfillment and scaling. Build a landing page. We'll be creating a high converting funnel using Unbounce. We'll be installing the tracking pixel to make sure we can actually see where the leads are coming from and how many we're getting. We'll be creating a thank you page, and the end goal here is have a live funnel with tracking in place that captures leads. LeadsHook quiz platform. We'll be creating a quiz on LeadsHook and using Zapier to flow leads into Google Sheets or our CRM. We'll be making sure all the phone numbers are real and qualified. We'll be connecting the quiz funnel to Unbounce, and the end goal here is have a quiz funnel live that verifies leads with SMS and sends them straight to your CRM or your spreadsheet. Lastly, we'll be launching your Facebook campaigns. We'll be setting up your first client campaigns in Meta Ads Manager, creating simple, effective ad creatives in Canva, and we'll be scaling your campaigns. The end goal here is to run and scale your first Meta Ads campaign. The deliverable in phase 3 is by the end of this stage, you'll be delivering high quality leads and scaling campaigns with confidence. Now, here's a brief breakdown of how much it costs to actually start your lead generation agency. So before signing a client, here are a few startup costs. Hosting, $199. A domain for your website, around £10. WordPress Elementor, $3.99. And you don't have to use this, I'm just suggesting it if you want to use it. Instantly, around £60 a month. Apollo, again, another one-time fee. This is a tool where we'll be getting our leads from and putting that into Instantly so we can run our email campaigns to acquire clients. That's around £70. Email domains, where we can send our email campaigns from, around £20 to £50 per domain. It's very likely more on the cheaper side, but again, it varies depending on what you're going after and how many you want to buy. An email verifier, around £50 to make sure all of our emails are real and our emails don't go into spam when we send them out. Now, the total before getting a client is around $278 or around £200. Okay, now here's a further breakdown of that. Around $192 will be a one-off fee, or £143. And once we have that one-off fee paid, before we even get a client, we'll be paying around $85 or around £63 a month. That's it. Okay, so it's not a lot. After we sign a client, here are some tools that we're going to use. Unbounce, around £73 or $99. LeadsHook, the same price. Zapier, around £20. The total after acquiring a client is around $226 or around £168 a month. Once we get our first few clients through our email campaigns, our expenses will be covered 3 or 4 times over, so we don't have to worry about this. And the great thing about a lead generation agency is such low overhead. Now, a monthly expense will be around $300 or £232 a month after we get a client. Okay, now total expense will be around $500 or £375. That's it. So super easy, super low cost, okay? Perfect for beginners. Now, once we get our first few clients, we can use tools like Lead Prosper, which essentially distributes leads to different clients. So we'll only have to do this once we get around 3+ clients. So it's not something we have to worry about now. And plus the tool is quite expensive, around $500 or £369 per month. But again, you'll only use this once you have a couple of clients already signed. Here's a breakdown of how much you potentially can make just from one client. Let's say if you sign one client and you sell them 25 leads per week, so 100 per month. In this example, let's say it costs you $50 to acquire a lead and you sell that lead for $100. The revenue will be $10K for the client. The lead costs will be $5K. Your expenses will be $232 minus one-off costs. Your profit is $4,767 or pounds. That is a 47% profit margin. Now, let's say over a period of time, once you run better ads, your creators perform better, your landing page performs better, you can potentially reduce your cost to $30. That means your monthly profit would increase to about $6.7 thousand, which is 67% profit margins, which is unbelievably good. If you had just 3 clients, you could potentially make 14 to 20K per month. That's it, from 3 clients. Now, I'm not saying this will happen overnight. Now, your first few clients will probably leave you, and that's normal. It happens to everyone. It's just part of the game. But over time, as you get better at delivering results, your clients will stick around, and that's when you really start to get results. Your results start to compound, And like I mentioned, just 3 clients can make you upwards of 15k a month in profit. So stick with it, don't give up, and really try your best to make this work. With that being said, let's get started with phase 1, how to pick a niche.